L plus ratio. I'm not
Yeah,
even Brazilian no more.
stupid. Okay, well, Caesar, here's the real question:
Hmm.
Are you ready to crown Messi GOAT, greatest of all time, by himself?
I've been thinking about this a lot. I've been sitting in my room, looking at the paint like this. I want to say one thing before I give my answer.
Go ahead.
Let it be said that I don't want to hear if we had been switching countries around here, the story would be different. If maybe Messi was born on a tiny African island, he'd have a harder time winning a World Cup, in Europe. But he's born in a country that people are giving excuses for, saying it's these players are so bad. I'm like, no. And also, one player quit on his team, the other one didn't. Okay. Um, I'm gonna give Messi the penultimate win. I don't have many things I like to subscribe to in terms of like what constitutes, but for me, since I was a kid, the number one thing I feel like has been like winning the World Cup. And I do feel like Portugal has a pretty good team. I don't think Portugal's a bad team. I think they have a pretty good team too. I think that for majority of Messi's life, he's had much better teams for a majority of his 20 years of playing. It's like everything started to get good for Ronaldo at the end of his career, and pretty much all inspired by his success, to be honest. Like the reason that country even started popping off was because of him, really. Like, I'm sorry. Like he he won he won Euros for Portugal, which is the first time in history, which is massive for them. But that journey getting to the finals kind of goofy too. It was like you beat Wales, yay! But they won. I'm gonna just give it to Messi. I think Messi is the best. I think that there's been a lot of unfortunate circumstances. It's been a weird year for Ronaldo and what's going on. It's been wild out there. It's been wild media
I mean,
attacks.
what
But
about even? Okay, go.
but I'm right now how I feel in the moment, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm just like, you got to give it to me. I mean, he won the damn World Cup. Like he won a World Cup. It's just that's how I feel. Like you won. It's like an NBA. Like who's better? Yeah, he's better. But like, damn dog, he never won Chris Paul never won a chip though. You know what I mean? So it's like he won the thing that you're supposed to win. You know?
Okay, but you're gonna leave out Maradona? Maradona won the World Cup
Wait. I thought you meant like the greatest. You mean like the greatest player ever in history?
all time, sir.
No. Messi's not the GOAT. No way.
Who is
No, no,
this?
no. No, it's Pele. What the fuck? It's Pele.
Caesar,
Pele's the best player of all time.
You don't even like Pele like that.
Oh,
You don't. Oh, you're
I
cap, bro.
thought you meant like the GOAT discussion that people do like now
Okay,
who's the GOAT.
so you're gonna put him above Ronaldo?
Yeah, I put him on, but I'm putting Pele over everybody.
Since when?
Can you calm
Exactly.
down? Can you calm down?
Okay,
No, I,
Caesar.
I think Pele's the greatest ever. He even
Okay,
won. He won a back to back.
I'll say this too. When you look at Maradona's career, like obviously it was a little bit different back then, but I went to look back at our episode when we were when I was reviewing what
Sorry, I'm already getting mad because I'm thinking about how Maradona won a World Cup. But go ahead, Doc. Go.
I'm going. I went to look back at the episode where I reviewed the Maradona documentary, and I just remember like when Maradona left Barcelona, when he went to Napoli, like Napoli was like trash. Like they weren't good. They never won the league. They were like not one of the teams that got big players. It was like the poor. They were calling it like the poorest city in Western Europe, like
Mhm.
that city even. Um, and he went there and they won the league and Champions League. Like I feel like that is like a better achieve. Like for me, like that's a greater achievement than like Barcelona winning the Champions League like three times or whatever, and winning the league a bunch of times with Messi. Like this Barcelona, like you got the best team in the world and like the best coaches and stuff. Him doing that with Napoli is like when they had Milan, Inter, Juve, Roma. Like all these teams are way better than Napoli. Like now we kind of look at them like, oh, they're kind of decent, but back then they were trash. They never won the league. They were never competing. And he went there and they won the league two times and won Champions League. That's kind of and they won the World Cup. Oh, and he won the World Cup with Argentina.
I agree with you.
Like
I
I feel
think
like that's kind of doper than what Messi's done.
I don't like to count on what, the boomers were doing back in the day as like them being better or anything, but I want to say that I think it's fair to give them higher esteem than current players because that reason also they dealt with really strange, almost inhuman political issues that derailed. Like for example, Maradona was so lucky enough to be allowed to leave Argentina and play in Europe. Unlike Pele, who was like forced to stay in the country by the law, like and wasn't allowed to leave and play overseas, even though that's what he wanted. And if you watch the documentary, he discussed he wanted to play overseas, but he was forced to because of the dictatorship in Brazil that wanted to regain seats and power and felt if Pele left, it would bring down approval ratings would go down and he would lose his presidency. So he made Pele a national treasure. We're not dealing with that. Like Messi has been the greatest, one of the greatest clubs historically since the beginning. He literally got the torch passed down to him from Ronaldinho at the time was in God mode. Like it's he's to be honest, it's more shocking he's only won 3 Champions League. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 3 or 4, but
Or whatever. It's not that many though. It's not that many. The only time he was able to really get a thorough one was when they had to amass the superpowers with MSN. I mean, with Neymar, Messi, and Luis Suarez. Like you had to amass the superpowers of form and technique and brilliance to make this happen. And I'm like, yeah, like Maradona, his Napoli run is buck wild. Also, while partying too on some G moves, like incredible. Also, respect. Maradona has passed RIP Maradona for a legend. Hates Messi too, which is funny. But no, I think that Maradona is better than Messi. I think that his journey is way more, whether it's self inflicted or not been way more difficult and he still got it done. Like imagine if you switched. We've seen how adversity looks like for Messi, and it's not the same. He doesn't he's unfortunately not shown to be a champion when all this odds are stacked against him. It's not what he's shown us in his career. He's shown us to be a champion when everything's going right, but not when everything's going wrong, such as the jersey thing everybody loves. What about the next game? No one ever talks about the next game at home when he got dogged in Barcelona. So it's like, look, man, why? What was it? YNW Messi we called it, whatever. When he was like going nuts.
and then
Yeah,
that was for one game, and then they got smoked the
it's
next
like you
game.
got it only in your bag one time, and then
Yeah.
they had the back-to-back years were losing like 6-1 to PSG, or whatever. Like, wasn't it like those weird, or wasn't that the year PSG beat them badly too in Champions League?
Well, there was like 3 or 4 years in a row after, like, but basically
the, the,
after they
the the
won.
collapse has been rough, and he has not won anything for real yet at PSG. But he won a World Cup. I'm not going to give him the greatest of all time yet. I'm sorry. You haven't even shown me you can have legit European Championship success at another club yet. You haven't shown that yet. You've only went to PSG first year. That first year you scored like 3 goals. So I'm not ready to give you all that right now. But I will say that right now, that Messi Ronaldo debate, you can say you're better. But I'm not gonna say for the GOAT, you're not gonna say the greatest of all time. People want to do that on Beach Report, which I unfollowed, but I'm not gonna give him that yet.
I'll say this: between him and Ronaldo, I can say like he's more successful, but for me, Ronaldo's a greater goal scorer.
Yeah,
Like you're never going to take that away from him. Like
I, I
you're not going to tell me about a guy who's left foot, right foot, and headers compared to a guy who's left foot.
I
Like you're not going to talk to me about
you
that.
you can talk about the brilliance of the story or whatever Messi's done in his career in terms of the Ballon d'Or. He's probably going to win another one because it's defaulted now and everything. You can say about the success, but I will stand testament to this day. I will always tell any youth player I come across, any fan member of mine, anybody, you want to follow the journey to become the best. The only thing that's attainable for the average man in person and an athlete is going to be the Ronaldo journey through sheer hard work, drill, and even if you do all that, you still couldn't even get to that level. That man, he was an athletic freak. Like you're not what Ronaldo's done has been to me way more wilder and impressive to me than the stuff Messi's done. what's like basically just kind of like gifted because he's short. Like it's like you can't learn that stuff. It's like, oh, he's been gifted this ability. He's like really close dribbling. He's short. He's like quick. He's able to get with this. But Ronaldo's like sheer just determination, hard work, and professionalism. And that stuff is like that stuff is extremely hard, but a better role model to follow in terms of being a good player.
I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna sound like such a hater statement. I hope nobody hears this.
No one's listening
Messi,
to this.
Messi has benefited from soccer players not knowing how to play defense. Like
Yeah.
really,
Even in this game, me and
like
you're watching, they're still letting this man take side dribbles to his left side. It
Caesar,
baffles me.
Caesar, in my heart, like I don't even care what anybody tells me. I'm like, the only reason he's like this because nobody knows how to play defense. Nobody.
Especially on a left-footed player. All
Like they
left-footed
don't know
players
how
get
to
to do
do it.
this. It's so weird.
Like Caesar, I mean, we're gonna compare. Literally, we go play and I would like play against Alex and he hates it because he's like, and I like make fun of him like you're just gonna go left. You're just gonna go left. Like I'm just gonna push him away. That's it. And if even if he doesn't move, I'm never gonna stop long enough for him to gather himself up to go left. Like, even if you do anything, sure, but I'm still gonna stay on your left side. Nobody in soccer knows that. So somebody who literally is a one direction guy is able to dominate when in any other sport that makes like they'll be like, yeah, no, dude. Like
Do
that's
you remember? Do you remember people that are watching this or don't even listen to this in one example? Do you remember like what teams would do against like Michael Vick? What they would do?
yeah, they flush him out to his right. That's it. Just flush him out to his
And what
right.
would happen? It
Yeah,
would get real weird.
exactly.
I'm like, wait,
And you know,
and,
and you
and
know,
you,
and you
you,
know,
you, what I say? It's like you close that window so much more. That window gets like this for a left. It just goes to the out of bounds like this.
yeah. And you know what used to happen? Michael Vick used to run way far back
Remember, he would circle around and he gets sacked. Oh, minus 26. I'm like, oh my god,
because he wants to get on that left so
left hand.
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, minus. He wants to get and then get to the place where he's allowed to throw an incomplete pass.
But like it's just for
Yeah.
me, it's just a basic defensive concept.
Yep.
Like you've said it many times. If he scores 40 goals this season on his right foot, God bless you. You're just a freak, dude.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna let him score all these damn goals on his left foot. We're not gonna let that happen.
What do we say if we're playing defense against him? If Messi goes and you're playing defense against him, and you push him to his right, and then he nutmegs you and cranks a right foot a shot, I'm gonna say you did nothing wrong.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
good.
that's why he's the best player. Like,
Exactly.
and I want him to do this every fucking play. I don't care. If I have to lose my job because I gave up a hat trick because he nutmegged 6 times and shot 3 times with right foot, he made them all. Well, what do you want me to do? I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. But he's not having to do that. He's not having to
No,
do that. I'm watching the
no.
game. He's getting to pop the ball to the left side over and over. I don't care if you got to put a cleat through the foot. Don't make them think if I got to go to this side, it's gonna hurt. Like
Well, Caesar,
you
that's
got
the
to
thing.
figure out a way.
You don't even need to foul him.
No, sit there.
You just need to understand. I don't want him to go left. I don't want him to go left. You're gonna literally like I
Every
mean,
other sport, basketball. Oh, he
even
can only dribble on his right hand. So what do people do? Push him to the left so he has to be all weird and shit.
even in football, like even in American football, I played corner. If the this is basic, if the wide receiver lines up way like closer to the out of bounds line, if you're playing man, you're gonna be lined up with your shoulder in his like in the middle. You're blocking his inside because you know he's only gonna go inside. If he's playing
He's got to get through you. He's got to
yeah,
get through you.
if he's playing close to the offensive line, you line up, your shoulder is on the middle to the right. I mean, I'm sorry, to the left. It's just basic, like
And in soccer, it's even easier because in football, the touchdown is from end to end. In
yeah,
soccer, it's this little fucking
yeah.
box in the middle.
In soccer, it's just the same as basketball, except
Yeah,
it's a little. The only thing that's a little bit harder is there's more space.
yeah.
But if you have a player who is so one direction, that's not hard. Like whatever. Just like I said, like with Alex, yeah, he's faster than me, whatever. But if I know this is the way he's going, I just take that angle there, just push him there. That's fine. And yeah, if his shot or pass nutmegs me, yeah, you're a good player. That's fine.
I hope you do that every time. I hope
Yeah,
you're able to make every fucking
yeah,
play.
exactly. But just the fact that somebody can be left-footed and goes left 98% of the time, and nobody in the whole soccer, like the whole global sport has ever said, why don't we just not let him go left? That's why Messi is as good as he is. I don't know how many of these people are that dumb though. Like, I don't get it.
I'm sorry, and I watched Messi. I've watched so many Messi games. It's ridiculous. I've watched him play so much in my life. Probably without even wanting to. I've probably watched him as much as I've watched Neymar, to be honest.
Yeah,
I've
of
seen
course.
him so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
because I watch Real Madrid. I'm always seeing Messi all the damn time. Sometimes Barcelona and Real Madrid play stagnant times because of viewership, so they put the Barcelona game first. I'll watch it first before some comes on.
yeah.
And it's the same thing, and when it's working, it's because everybody's giving him that left side, and it's all good. I saw that first season at PSG. It wasn't able to get. He was super far back. He wasn't able to get his foot off, get comfortable, and people were giving him, and it was a hard time for him. So I, I don't know why in soccer they just let it happen, but they've let it happen, and that's a fault of their own. I mean, there's so many times where you could have shut this down, but if you don't want to, I guess just give the man a World Cup then.
Well, they just don't understand those
No.
concepts because they never played any other sport. Like everybody does the
Too
same
much
thing.
respect for him too. Too much like respect too.
They all do the same thing. They run and
No,
grab you, and like they
no,
do these things. It's like these things don't work. Like
no.
because I've played and you've played other sports, we know like why don't you hand check? Why don't you like stop him from going this direction?
I do the same
Because
thing as you. Sometimes when Alex is running down that left side, sometimes I'll just shoulder check him out more, so he starts he'll be running this way, and he'll get some like perfect because the goal's over here.
yeah,
So you
exactly.
keep going this way, great. Like if you take the shot and make this crazy far hard shot, great. But I'm gonna make sure I eliminate the percentage of success for you. I want to be and on defense. All I can think about is I'm not a great defender, but how can I make the success rate go down lower by
That's
any
it.
means
That's all it's
possible?
about. That's
If I
all it's
gotta put my
about.
body in the way, if I gotta push you off a little bit, if I gotta
The,
like what you would do, like when me and you play against each other, it's like, oh, I don't really want to be in this straight up one on one every single time. But let me just defeat the entry ball for Caesar. Like, let me just give him the illusion that he's open. Let me just cut it off because what's the best way of even stopping me or somebody there? Just don't let me get the fucking ball. I can't get the ball.
Caesar,
I can't do anything.
Caesar, I was telling, I mean, we're going way crazy, but I was telling Debbie,
Ollie's fault.
I was literally, I was telling Debbie, I was like, Debbie, you don't need to like go up on the guy when he, like, if you just get near him, they're not going to pass him the ball. And if, like, let's just say for me and you, if I get close to you, you're probably not going to, like, the person's probably not going to pass you the ball. But if they do, at least I'm like already by you. So, like, you're not thinking like, oh, I'm gonna like no, you're
Open
thinking
space
like
here. I go. Oh my god. Let me do
yeah,
this for Bam
yeah.
Bam.
Then you're thinking like, okay, let me get rid of the ball because this person's on me. Like
Yeah.
it's
But why,
basic.
why do I think also like when it's heavy, it's like when Nang plays. Like Nang, he does a lot of intercepting. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah, because
pretends
he's
he's not
baiting.
there.
Yeah,
He goes. He's baiting. Like it's smart because it's one of the best ways of eliminating the possibility of me doing anything is me not getting the ball at all.
Caesar. Even when I'm watching matches against Messi, I'm like, don't y'all know how good he is? Like, why are you just treating him like any other player? Like you're the issue with defense in soccer is that everybody watches the ball. Like
Yeah, that's true.
every single
So true.
person when if you got if the left back has the ball, every single person is watching him, and it's like, dude, why don't you look in front of you? If I'm playing against Messi, I'm just literally doing so much I can to not let him get the ball. If you're gonna go way back there and get the ball, I'm not gonna chase you all the way behind the halfway line, but like I'm gonna be around you. This one person who's dedicating himself to Messi is not gonna mess up your shape because just think about it in any formation, why do you see like switch plays to the winger? They're always wide open. This person always goes like the left back will always like
No,
cheat
if you
inside.
watch those far shots, soccer is not spread out on the field.
No, the
It's only
defenders are
because of the
never spread
camera
out.
angle we have. But if you ever see that the goalie shot they take, they're always bunched up in little pockets here and there. They
What,
go
what,
like this. The
what,
people move over.
well, even like, let's say the offense has the ball. This left back here will always cheat up. That leaves the winger wide open by himself. So if you can always switch play like that. So why don't you just dedicate somebody to like not let Messi getting the ball in this spot where it's dangerous? Nobody ever does that.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, like he's the one that's gonna beat you. Like DePaul's not gonna beat you. Enzo Fernandez is not gonna beat
You
you.
saw the
Like,
ball when he had that run. He got absolutely torched and hawked for the ball
yeah,
quickly.
yeah, like these guys are not gonna beat Messi's
No.
gonna beat you. And not even Messi's gonna beat you because he's such an amazing passer,
Yeah.
first of all. And if he gets on that left foot, he can boom it, dude. He's an accurate shooter with
He
a
has a
strong foot.
nasty shot, an absolutely filthy passing ability,
Yeah,
and he's a great dribbler. Like
yeah.
that's dangerous to give people time and space to mess around. That he's the last person you want to give time and space to
And he does it every time
every time for years.
because nobody thinks about these things. And I'm literally like somebody like Mbappe, like that's a lot harder to defend. He's on the
Yeah.
wing, he's in space, and he can go either direction.
Mhm.
That's hard.
Oh
Like that,
yeah.
like
That's work.
yeah,
That's a lot of work. That's almost like even like old Ronaldo days. It's a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of work out there,
yeah.
dog. Remember
But
those runs they would do? It's like, oh
yeah,
my God, like
but somebody who's in the middle of the park, like no, dude, just like get in, like
someone
don't let
that's
him get the
taking the
ball.
ball at the half line.
Yeah, yeah,
Come
like
on,
don't let him.
that's a gift for a defender.
Mhm.
If you have a guy that's gonna get the ball at the half line and take more than three dribbles.
Caesar, he gets the ball at the half line. Your forward can defend him at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
And you sacrifice nothing.
literally nothing. But I mean, this is the sport we're into, and unfortunately, the defense that makes no sense. And as a person who always loved defense, like it enrages
Torture,
me.
torture,
It's
torture,
torture. Like I don't even
torture.
care about these goals. Like, can I see some real defense at some
Yeah,
point?
that's when I that's what the best part of it was. I saw Kamavinga. I was like, okay, Kamavinga, let's
Like
go.